I think finding something you care about more than yourself. I don't care if it's your kid. I don't care if it's a mission. I don't care if it's a company. I don't care what it is. Finding something you do more for it than you do for yourself. Most people do that for their own child. That's about it. But if you can find something of that nature, it calls to you. It gives you an energy. And that energy is something you can execute. You can change the world with it. You can change yourself with it. You can change anything with it. So if you're just trying to help yourself, you get a certain level of insight. I remember I fell in love with a lady and married her, and she'd been married twice before me, had kids from both of these men. So and she was older than I was. She was, I think, 12 years older. So I was literally 24 and had a 17-year-old son instantly. Whoa. Had an 11-year-old daughter, had a 5-year-old son, and then a child on the way. I mean, that'll flip your brain a little bit, right? And so, but it was beautiful because it made me grow in a different way. I want to serve humanity, but I also want to serve my family. And I had to come up with a different level of set of insights to do that. So I think number one is find something to serve. I think it was, I think it was Martin Luther King who says, a man who hasn't found something he's willing to die for isn't fit to live. It's pretty strong words, but I think you certainly won't feel alive until you find that. And so I try to help people to find that within themselves. But the other part to me is just realizing life's not just about me, it's about we. The secret to living is giving. Mike's a giver. Evan, I don't know you, I haven't met you before, but I can just feel your energy about it. Like you're here to contribute. You're not here to take. I mean, I came here today to hopefully give. I'm hoping some of the people listening, between the three of us, there'll be some conversational stimuli. Maybe it'll be something about their health. Maybe it's something about their finances. Maybe something about their family. But I want to be my daily wish is to be a blessing in the life of anybody I meet. Sometimes I can do that just like you, Mike, because somebody meets you and just meeting you lights them up, right? Because, they perceive you a certain way or they've been touched by you in the past. I have that experience. Sometimes it's digging in and saving somebody's life who's suicidal. It's like I deal with the realm. People come to me at extremes. They come to me because they're the best in the world. They're looking for that edge. That's how they stay the best. They come to me when they're in a tough spot, when they've been the best and there's a challenge. That's like how we got hooked up. Or somebody has a change in their life, a birthday with a 0 on it, or they got a divorce, or they're starting a new business. Who my market is people that are hungry. If you're hungry to grow, then you're my market. If you're that lukewarm middle, I'm not for you because I'm too passionate, too intense, and too crazy, and you don't need this shit to hang out with me. But if you're looking to have an edge in the body, the mind, the emotions, the relationships, the finances, or your business, the areas that matter, I've spent 42 years studying the best on earth, and it's not my insights. I believe in modeling. I believe success leaves clues. That if someone is the best on earth at something, they're not effing lucky. And somebody could lose weight and gain it back. Somebody's lost weight and kept it off for 20 years. Somebody's fallen in love and are still passionately, in a relationship 20 years later. So any of those things, somebody started with nothing and 20 years later, everybody can get rich. Can you stay wealthy? That's a different game. And those are the people I want to find out what makes them. Because listen, I'm no dummy. I mean, most people are not fit and healthy in America. Most people do not have great relationships. Most people are not earning what they deserve or what they want. Most people are not really that happy. But a few are, and I'm interested in the few who do versus the many who talk. And I'm interested in finding out what they do and teaching it to people so they can change their life. How many people do you know that had everything and were miserable or even took their life? And so you gotta find what's gonna fulfill you, but what's gonna fulfill you is not the same for every person. That's what's unique about it. That's why I call it the art, not the science. Science, achievement, art of fulfillment. If you don't find what fulfills you, man, it's like you won't be able to make a difference for anybody else. It's like when you get on a plane, and the first thing they tell you when you get on an airplane is how to use your seatbelt, as if you don't know that shit after 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And then they say, if there's a problem, this oxygen is going to pull out of the ceiling and these masks. And what do they tell you? The minute it comes in, immediately put it on your child. Right? Isn't that what they tell them?
No, they say put it on yourself.
Yeah, no, it sounds so freaking selfish. Why would you put it on you bastard? Your child can't breathe. But it's because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your child.
Yeah.
And so what I found, and it's been a new lesson for me, I was a super achiever, I still know how to achieve, but now I'm much more interested in the fulfillment of life. I'm much more interested in savoring the moments. I'm much more interested in finding what gives me juice, because the more fulfilled I am, the more I can give, the more I can deliver, because I'm fulfilled. I've got that oxygen in me. And I think you got to find that. And the only way you find that is you got to draw a line in the sand and stop the suffering. And most of us don't think of us as suffering. Like, I'm an achiever. We don't even get fearful, right? We just get stressed. Stress is the achiever word for fear. But I found that unless I really consciously break the pattern, The human mind is amazing. It's always, we got a 2 million-year-old brain in here, and it's always looking for what's wrong so you can fight it, or you can flight it, or you can freeze, try hopefully be left alone. But there's no saber-toothed tiger anymore. So now people go life and death about what people think about them, or they get life and death about money. When, if you live in America and you're in total poverty, you're in the top 1% of earners top 10% of earners on the planet. It's just crazy. Most people live on $2.50 a day around the world. So we have lost track of that. So my encouragement, if you're listening, if you have any interest in what the hell I've been saying, is don't just achieve, but really take some time to figure out what are the things that are going to fulfill you and the ones you love. And make sure you carve out time for that, because it'll give you energy for all the other things that you want to deliver or achieve or create or give to the world. And I hope people do that. And I hope people will remember the beginning of this conversation and get a blood test and check out your metals, because you can handle it when it's early. You don't want to wait till it gets bad.